And we are back at the Orlando Convention Center at the Nationwide Marketing Group Primetime Show. And of course, we've been doing interviews. I've been doing interviews for the better part of the morning and the afternoon. One of the products and vendors or brands that I really love is Samsung. I think a lot of us think about Samsung as maybe being electronics, but they have a whole lot of other things that they're doing as well, really innovative sorts of things. So here to talk about that is Mike Giordano. He is with Samsung, and you are a regional sales director. Is that right, Mike?
Right, Vice President of Regional Sales. Yep.
Okay, all right, very well. So let's start with this. Why don't you tell us or sort of educate the average folks out there about Samsung and its and appliances and how that sort of all came around, and just sort of give us sort of the simple version of that.
Sure.
Yep.
So it's interesting that a lot of people know us for our TVs and our cell phones.
Of course.
In fact, we just released our new cell phone on Friday. We launched our new S7 cell phone, and about 10 years ago, I've been at Samsung 10 years. And about 10 years ago, we decided to enter into the U.S. market in a big way. And we started off with some refrigeration and laundry with some of the national retailers, and then as those businesses took off and got into the cooking business, and then really started to grow our independent and our regional sales across the country over the years. And we're really selling to the millennial customer, the one that has our TV, the one that has our phone, and they're starting to go out and maybe purchase their first home, and they're looking for an appliance, and they think they really like their phone, they really like their TV.
Sure.
Why not look at a Samsung refrigerator or a Samsung oven? So we're really appealing to that millennial customer, and we're helping to bring that new customer through the doors of a lot of the independent retailers across the country.
So just so we understand, you are making, or you're creating and making and building your own product. This isn't product that you're coming in from a no-name product and then relabeling it. This is Samsung
exactly
product.
Right. Samsung
and designed and researched and developed and all of that kind of thing.
Absolutely, yes. Yep.
So what are you finding in terms of it's a brand, you probably have to educate people a little bit, and oh, by the way, we have appliances as well. What are you finding, just generally speaking, in terms of what people are looking for in their home as it relates to appliances?
Yeah, it's a great question. They're looking for the same type of innovation that they get in their electronics. What they're really looking for is what makes my life easier, what makes my life simpler, what saves time. So, for instance, if you have the largest capacity laundry, can I do 3 loads at one time instead of doing 3 separate loads throughout a day? And I can save an hour or 2 in my day, which is hugely important to families and if you're running your kids around. So it's basically how can I have my life improved by the technology? Not just have technology for the sake of technology, but how can it really improve my improve my life?
10 years ago, when you rolled out Samsung appliances, what was the price point? Low, mid, high? I know what my impression is, but what were you going after?
Right. So we're going after the premium and mass premium price points. So really, what we have in Samsung is we have technologies that you'll find in the very premium products, and we're bringing that technology into where the everyday consumer can walk in and probably afford a $10,000 refrigerator. We're bringing that same technology and functionality into a $2,500 refrigerator, $3,000 refrigerator. So the premium to mass premium price points.
So let's talk a little bit about consumers and where consumers are at. Right here as we sit, first quarter 2016. What's going on with the consumer as it relates to appliances?
So, like I said before, the consumer is looking for the technology, not just for the sake of it. We and if I can talk to some of the product that we're launching at Samsung this year, we've got some really exciting launches. We have a Family Hub refrigerator. So
we just videotaped that a little while ago. It's very cool.
Fantastic, fantastic. So what they're looking for is, the kitchen is the place where everybody collects, and you spend a lot of time in your kitchen, you entertain there, you might have your kids doing their homework there. So everybody spends a lot of time there. So Family Hub is really bringing all of that together. If you're
and consumers will be able to get the Family Hub refrigerator sometime in May at their local retailers or big
That's
box
exactly
stores,
right. Yep,
it'll be sometime in May.
Right, it'll be launched in May, and and just a couple of the really neat things you can do with the refrigerator. You can be away from home and you can type a note on your phone and send it to your refrigerator, and you can ask somebody in the house to take the garbage out, for instance, and you can write that and it'll pop up right on your refrigerator. You can be out at the store, and if you forgot if you have eggs or not, the refrigerator, every time the doors open and close, it takes a picture of the inside of the refrigerator, and you can look in an app on your phone and see if you actually physically have eggs in your refrigerator.
See, that would be great for me because I don't do lists
Exactly.
well.
Neither do I.
I don't do the shopping list very well.
Exactly.
So I think all of that technology is awesome as long as the app, and we took a look at it, is fast and usable and makes sense. The only thing I find now is that there's a lot of technology that I've invited into my life, and then I have to weed out some technology because it gets a little bit overwhelming. Unless it's very practical for me, then I'll use it, and this sounds like that's the case.
Practical innovation, you know, and you know what's really different from when we started to get manufacture appliances in the U.S. is we have lots of engineers, and we have engineer and R&D centers right here in the U.S. and they're developing these apps and this technology, and we can leverage that talent that we have in our company in working in different parts of the electronics business, and we're bringing that into appliances. So we're trying to create nice, easy apps that have that functionality, so you don't have to weed through too much of it to make it work.
Exactly. Let's talk a little bit about appliance repair. What I find is that most of the brands are now embracing appliance repair. A lot of the stores, local stores, are like, you know what? We used to not want to do this, but you know what? We're trying to embrace the consumer more.
Yes.
What is Samsung's position on appliance repair? Sounds like a silly question, but you know, what is the position on that?
No, it's critically important,
yes.
right? Not only the pre-sales, but the post-sale experience. The position is simple. Repair is an opportunity. Service is an opportunity, not only to reinforce that Samsung cares deeply about the customer, but to make sure that that's not just a one transaction time for the consumer, that they're going to come back and they're going to buy another Samsung home appliance, or they're going to buy a TV, but that they have that allegiance, and they know if something goes wrong, that the company will be there to take care of their problem. So we look at it not so much as a service or as a repair, but as an opportunity, as a sales opportunity, an opportunity to get closer to the consumer and have them really believe in your brand.
That's awesome. Final question. I don't want to tie you too much from selling product. It's really interesting to me that a lot of people will think 10 years is a long time when you're rolling out a new product. It really isn't that long. So without any particular numbers, can you sort of tell me what 2015 was in 16, and if you're ramping up, or what that whole process has been for you in terms of the success of rolling out the brand?
So it's a great question. In 2015, in the fourth quarter, according to TrackLine results, and TrackLine is the data source that we use to measure market share in home appliance. Samsung had the number one brand share in the fourth quarter of 2015, just from a brand share perspective. So we've gone from 2005 and 2006, where we're really just entering into the U.S. market, to number one brand share. We've had the number one French door refrigerator, the 3-door refrigerator.
Which is beautiful.
Right, for something like 27, 28 quarters in a row, we've been number one there. And we're very close to having number one in front-load laundry as well. And then our cooking categories are ramping along on the same trajectory that those two other categories did. So 2016, we're looking to sustain that number one brand share, not just have it for one quarter, but have that sustain over a period of time.
Just from my own curiosity, I would think that maybe California was good for you, like the metropolitan areas.
Yes.
And I'm assuming something here, folks. So, how are you doing in the rural areas? I don't know why that comes to mind, but I just think I know instinctively that rural might be a little bit more difficult for you.
No, it's a good question. The coasts are very strong. California, the Northeast, Texas, they like everything bigger and better generally in Texas, and we have those offerings. And we are, when I first started, we had a lot of challenges in the rural areas, or maybe the Midwest or anything, but it's really starting to get strong there as well. and it's been a little bit slower, but it's really coming on there as well. And it's just about, like you said before, we still have a great opportunity for people to even know that we're in the appliance business. So, you know, we did a lot of advertising in 2015. We're doubling the investment of what we did in 2015 in 2016 to get the brand awareness out there. And we find that, again, going back to the millennial customer,
right,
that they're wherever they live, they're very comfortable because they've had a great experience with some of the other products that we make, and they're really, you know, embracing appliances as well.
That's great. Mike Giordano, you've done an excellent job.
Thank you.
Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
You're a natural at
My
this.
pleasure.
So yes, we're going to be doing some more interviews as the afternoon rolls on. We'll be back probably in about 10 or 15 minutes.